In this tutorial, I want to cover how to enter purchase orders into QuickBooks if you're using the QuickBooks module. And to do that, you come up here under Accounts Payable, and that will open up a list of all the POs that are ready to go into QuickBooks that have not been sent into QuickBooks at this time. And if you've watched the accounts receivable part, it works pretty much the same way. It comes up automatically checked with all POs ready to be sent into QuickBooks, and also has the which copies you want to have printed for each one already checked. So all you have to do is click on export, and that would export every one of these. Or you can uncheck this and selectively select which PO you want to send into QuickBooks. And again, if you want to take a look at the PO before you send it in or export it, just go to that line for that PO number, double click it, and it will open up that PO, and you can take a look at it, just verify information maybe, or whatever it is you might have a reason to look at it for. And once you're done, close it, come back over here, make sure the box is checked that you want to export it. Up here it tells you how many POs that are on the list here. We have 32 of them ready to send. I'm going to go ahead and uncheck these since I don't really have to print these out, but this would print out a copy of each one of these, a vendor copy that you could then fax or print or email or mail, however you send your POs out. Okay, so once we're ready, and again, you want to make sure QuickBooks is open. And if we pull up QuickBooks, you can see I have let's close this here. Go to vendors, and I believe this was Curry's. Yeah, we're going to Curry's. You want to make sure Curry's is in QuickBooks already. It will send it in. Right there we go. So we click on that. You can see we don't have any POs or anything in here now at this time. But it will automatically send or update Curry's as a vendor if it's not already in QuickBooks. But typically you'll do that ahead of time. Okay, so we'll minimize that for right now. And we're ready to send this in. Go ahead and click on Export. It asks us to make sure QuickBooks is open, and it needs to be open to the company file you want to export into. I'll say yes. And any products that were on there, it will add to QuickBooks if they're not already in QuickBooks. So once we get it completed, come into QuickBooks, you can see there's the PO. We open it up, see there's all of our items. And if these items weren't already in QuickBooks, they will be in there now. So if we just check that, come over here under Items and Services, you can see there's the NSP item, and I'll explain something about that in a second. And let's see if we can move this over here. There we have a 607S 3070, 607S 3070 G3. You can see, and when we send this into QuickBooks, for the item number, it will use the SKU number from Portal Pro. And then the description will be the item number or part number that's in Portal Pro. It's done that way because of limitations of QuickBooks. In Portal Pro, or in the door industry, some part numbers can exceed 31 characters. Well, that's the limit for this particular column, this field. So you can't put more than 31 characters. So it would end up truncating or cutting off this part number if it was any longer than that. The description, you're kind of unlimited, 4,000 characters, I believe. So to compensate for that, in Portal Pro, the SKU number is sent to QuickBooks as the item number, and then the part number or item number in Portal Pro is used as the description. Now, If you're using an NSP item, you can see we did have an NSP item and it's called concatenation. It puts that part number NSP and the description together, and that's what is used in the description. So you'll always see this. If it's an NSP item used in Portal Pro, it'll preface this description with NSP. Okay, and again, like I said, you can see all the C16 header right here. So all these part numbers were added into QuickBooks automatically if they weren't in there yet. And the same works in sales orders, or invoices rather. Okay, so that's, you can see also that PO was removed from the list here because it's now in QuickBooks, so it's no longer in the list. And you're ready to send in more or close out or whatever you want to do. Okay, so that should cover that as far as entering purchase orders for into QuickBooks. If you have any questions, please call or email. We'll be more than happy to answer your questions for you. Thanks.